And so I remember I wrestled with this like it was the biggest decision of my life, a week's pay. And I went in and I heard this man speak. He said some simple things like, for things to change, you got to change. For things to get better, you got to get better, right? It was interesting things. But at the end, I was so excited. I went up to him and I said, I want to come work for you. I want to learn this. I want to be a part of this. And he turned to me and said, look, kid, he goes, if you want to come work for me, you got to go through all my programs. And I said, what does that mean? And he said, well, you got to this. It was like $1,200 for just one of the programs for a weekend. $1,200, like $10,000 today, to give you an idea, $12,000. I'm at the time sleeping in my car, working as a janitor. My dad left. My mom kicked him out. I'm a strong woman. And then she chased me out with a knife. She wasn't going to kill me, but I wasn't going back in that place. And so I'm like, I can't do this. And then somebody said, decide. He goes, some people have to survive. Some people succeed. Decide which one you are. And if you're ready by next Saturday, a week from Saturday, he goes, I'm starting a training and you can join it. But if you don't have the money for it, you won't be able to do it. And I remember leaving thinking, this guy just wants my money. He's such a jerk. And I was so angry. But then in my head, I was like, he's right. I've always gotten what I had to have. I haven't had to have much. And so I started going to banks. I walked in this place, I had 5 banks turned down, and I saw this woman who looked persuadable and sweet, and her name was Mrs. Williams. This woman looks at me and she goes, the bank's not going to loan you this money. And she's like my 5th bank. And I said, you don't understand. And I got all passionate. She goes, with this kind of focus and energy, I think you can do something. I like it to be something good. And she goes, I want to talk to the bank, but if the bank will lend you the money, I will. If you look me in the eye and you swear to me I'm never going to have to come find you and you will take care of this. And I jumped across, hugged her and kissed her. She wasn't quite ready for that. I went to the Jim Rohn seminar. I went to work for him. And the first question when I finally got a private moment with him that I asked was, I had 4 fathers. They are all good men. They all worked hard. How come we never had any money and sometimes no food? I said, I look over at the school teacher who makes $35,000 a year, I think in those days. And then I see this hedge fund guy who made $1 billion in a year. I said,